Oh shit. All right, there it is. There it is. What's going on, world? Finally making it happen. After how long? I was testing the 4 day theory too, so kind of a good thing that I'm making it happen this way. Now I think about it. I'll take a little casual stroll, drink a little bit of water if I left. Yeah, library that is. So now we're just gonna mob a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get up to my little host, normal spot. Get it over there, mob around a bit. I got time before the game. Got time before the game. If you were tuned in a couple minutes ago, or like an hour or two ago, I was doing the Monster Hunter. I finally got the headset for that. But thing is, I'd be sitting in the library, so my issue is if I'm sitting in the library, I'm not gonna be yelling and talking out loud. But I ain't gonna lie, I was dying like twice. I died twice against the fucking I forgot the name of that shit. The Malagaroga, whatever the fuck shit was name is. I don't even know. Gore something. I forgot what it was called, but killed me twice. Came back, whooped his ass. I mean, I had help. I used the SOS flare. That's the cool thing about the game is I like having other players show up so we can break the parts off. But it's kind of cool because Olivia will break the parts off too. But nah, man, you know I'm also at a point now. Like I said, hitting these live like every 4 days and space out the time in between. Excuse me, being very mindful of the time in between, and I might even adjust the uploading dates for these right here. You know what I'm saying? So if you showed up to the live, you showed up right on time. But if not, you know, that's the other thing too. Is I've been recording a lot just lately. So I've been doing joints where it's like I'm just by myself. So like by myself walking around doing a solo kind of joint. Emily, what's up? What's up, Emily? Um, so it's refreshing. It's kind of like it's nice for me to you know do some stuff where like I'm just mobbing around and kind of just dolo. It was warm the other day. I recorded some shit, had some pre-recorded shit that I thought, maybe I'll put this out on some scheduled basis. But when I started experimenting with it, I was like, I do appreciate just like the live feedback. It's something about that that's very accountable, and it keeps me active, keeps me on my toes with conversation. How's my day going so far, Emily? Today's been very productive, Emily. I'm planning to go home after this and stay more productive. So I'm considering if I should buy some food or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't really need to, but I like supporting this taco truck down the street from the house. So I might go over there, tap in with them, get some food. I don't really know. I don't need to though. What's funny is like I actually dealt with earlier this week. I dealt with it was like you get an email from your credit card if you've been spending too much, and I was like, have I been buying too much coffee lately? Like I don't really know. So I don't know if that's a thing. Yeah, I'm trying to cross the street right here. Give me a second. I'm trying to cross the street. It ain't too busy though. Suhan Gaming, what's up? Do I have any kids? Nah, I ain't got no kids. Not that that's a bad thing, but I just don't got no kids, bro. That's funny though. How should I face it, man? I might sit there. I like having my back to the what's it called? I like having my back to the street, the main street. More or less. But how old am I, Emily? You asking a lot of questions. Don't worry about all that. Asking a lot of questions, Emily. I appreciate you being here. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what. If you can give me an answer, if you have kids and you tell me your age, then I'll tell you my answer too. How about that? See, people will always ask you questions that they're not willing to answer themselves. That's the issue. So unless you're willing to, let me know your age and if you got kids. Not that I care, but share that as well before you ask. Moving forward, how about that? We'll start there. But yeah, it's been real interesting, man. It was like yesterday was Wednesday. Day before it was like you know what I'm saying. Day before it was like 70 something. Day before that was like 60 something. You know what I'm saying? 60 something, 70s, and then yesterday was like 82. It felt like 86 or something like that. So that was the whole thing. Um, and then we dropped back down to 70. So like every day it's been going up at least anywhere between 8 to 10 degrees. It's like a very big fluctuation of very big fluctuation of just temperatures. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, the amount of pollen that's been kind of dropping from the trees and like from the vegetation. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's been kind of messing with people. Like I've been dropping down the library pretty much all week, and a lady was talking about having to blow her nose all fucking week long, like all just like every day. It's like every day I gotta just blow my nose. Like I'm just feeling a little congested. When I was talking to my brother, he was saying something very similar where he was like, "Yeah, I just wake up with my nose just filled like it's stuffed." And I was like, "It's the same thing here, but like it's like swollen in the inside." You know what I'm saying? Be swollen in the inside. Yeah, be careful because you don't want to say anything. You don't want to give out. That's the whole point of what I was trying to say is that you don't want to give out personal information on the internet. So you got just be careful what you're writing and what you're saying over there. I'm not even gonna address the bullshit. I'm not even gonna address it. But like I said, I appreciate you being here. But just be careful with that personal information stuff. But yeah, it's really interesting, man. Like I said, I'm gonna just tap in and do these at least every 4 days. You know what I mean? I think that's the best rhythm I could use and utilize. I could tap in with. You know what I'm saying? Um, it kind of worked for me before. You know what I mean? It worked for me in the past, I should say. Um, but what I was saying is, in between those like 3.5, 4 day kind of sequences, I get a chance to really lock in and create as much gameplay as I can. I'm not talking about the live Monster Hunter stuff. Live Monster Hunter stuff, I might do that like once a day if I'm in the library. But other than that, like I don't know, man. I'm not looking forward to much anymore, man. I'm just trying to get as much work done. Like I'll show up to certain things and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really into it. I need to get stuff done. I need to get the work done. You know what I mean? So it's gonna fuck me up because the library is closed tomorrow. But we'll see how things turn out. I might have to check in with some people, check in with some stuff. I'm gonna put the work first, man. That's the respect aspect. Is I'm putting my work first. My work doing this. I took a break from stuff just to like call people back and check on them, and I'm like, I gotta take care of shit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do these things, man. You know what I mean? Just go get some Starbucks. I don't drink Starbucks. I don't drink Starbucks. Only time I drink Starbucks is like if someone buys it for me or if like it's the only coffee nearby. You know what I mean? But usually I don't really go there. I grab coffee. I had coffee in the morning though, and it was funny because I grabbed the iced coffee. I don't know why. The lady asked me, was like, "Do you want Americano as usual?" And she's like, "Yeah, you don't do cream or milk or nothing." I was like, "No, I don't do it. I just drink it black." So you want it iced or hot? I was like, "I'll take it iced because it was kind of warm in the morning. I don't know, it was a little warm and a little breezy, but I walked up the hill and I was like, yeah, I'm fucking sweating right now. I'm working up the sweat just walking up this damn hill." But yeah, that was a little crazy. Yeah, when I say this, respect and recharge. Yeah, I had to recharge myself a bit, man. I had to sit there and recharge things a bit. Hold on, let me see if I'm on. I'm on still. I had to sit there and recharge a little bit. Like just make sure that you know, what's it called? My energy was right. Just make sure my energy came back to normal. You know what I mean? Make sure I was eating right at the same time. Make sure everything was taken care of. You know what I mean? Things like that. That's what I was really tripping on. You know what I mean? That's what I was really on. And it was strange because it was a weird slump of energy where I'm like, I just want to get some shit done. I wasn't even trying to do nothing else, nothing special. You know what I mean? How can you get over your ex boyfriend? Stuffed animal he gave me. It sounds like, I mean, you might not be over him then if you still got it. I don't know. Good luck with that though. I'm not really in the advice aspect of that. I mean, if you're trying to get over him, you're still thinking about him. There might still be something there. And if that's not the case, then I don't fucking know. Like I don't, yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about like you gotta, my whole thing is like, you gotta worry about what you're doing. See, right now I'm doing my YouTube stuff. I'm doing all my gaming stuff. You know what I mean? Um, I'm just taking care of like the things that I got going on. So you got to just keep yourself busy. You got to just keep doing shit. You know what I mean? Retracting the message. Look at you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking with you. I ain't talking with you no more. So yeah, that's another thing too. I guess on that same topic, if anyone is getting over an ex or whatever, you know, I don't know. There's no right or wrong way to get over them. It's just like if it's painful and you think about it, if it's painful and it affects you, it does. But if you have memorabilia, if you have things that make you think of them, even if you just hold memories, sometimes you don't have a physical whatever. You just have the memories of the person. The thing about it is like you got to keep yourself busy. You got to remember like you don't want to put like this isn't to devalue like a person's life, but you got to your own life and your own worth and the things that you do, like the work that you do, is more important than the actual person that you're missing. You got to remember that. So you got to have enough self love to take care of yourself more so than you do for missing somebody, if that makes sense. And so here's the thing: you keep attracting the messages. So I'm not even gonna address what's going on, but I think you'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Just keep yourself busy. Just be like me. Keep yourself busy. I'm not really tripping on no one, but like I got a lady friend. We used to do our little thing, so I'll be hitting her up every now and again. I messaged her I think last night, just trying to see what's going on, trying to see what's happening with that. But that ain't no relationship though. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's just what I'm on. So I'm not trying to do no relationship or shit right now. I'm really trying to up my personal, whatever personal life stuff on the YouTube thing. So that's the respect aspect. I have to recharge to get back to this, and the 4 day spacing kind of helps out. So that's the whole point of like the recharge and the title. You know what I'm saying? To be respected and recharge. That's what I'm dealing with right now. The respect aspect is interesting because everybody seems to be hitting me up like they need me or they need my time, and I don't want to give it to anyone right now. I'll be honest with you. Like I'm not like if I'm on go like it like day to day. Like my whole thing is day to day, 24 hour to 24 hour, 12 hour to 12 hour. Like whatever's going on in my life, I have to like be present for that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff really doesn't. No, wait, hold on. Y'all see that? I don't even know. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, just making sure. Hopefully that wasn't no bird shit. Ain't no bird shit up on me. Nah, all right, we good. I was just worried. I think it was like something from the tree because I just saw something fall down. But all right, hoping it wasn't no bird shit. But yeah, man, you gotta, I need to take my own advice because like I'm like that too. Like my ex girlfriend, I was very invested in her. You know what I'm saying? I was very invested in the time I spent with her, and so it's like when the deceit happens, it's like it hits me a certain way. It's kind of heavy, so it really fucked me up. But I was like, that's how I knew I was more invested in her than I was myself. But that's why I say like now it makes more sense to like really just be on this path, to be doing this, and to respect my own time, respect my personal time and energy and effort. You know what I'm saying, in the process of all this, because people will sit there and like ask me for their time, or like ask me for my time, I should say, and kind of bug me with shit like that, and even ask me for money and things along those lines. And I'm like, yo, you're really fucking up my time. Like you gotta understand, I have limited income at the moment, so I'm going based off of shit. But so when people ask me certain questions, it's the lack of respect that really bothers me. So when I notice these things, I'm like, okay, I put time and energy and effort into these people that don't want to put it into me. So that lets me know like where I'm at. I have to kind of just revert. I'm not trying to isolate myself, but I'm just reverting back to like, oh yeah, I gotta really tap into myself a little bit. Like I gotta put some effort into what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I gotta put some effort and some care into what I'm doing, if that makes sense. So that's where I'm at with all this right now. You feel me? That's where I'm at with all this, man. And it's crazy. Like the page kind of, for what it was and what it's worth, it blew up. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple weeks ago with the whole Alex Tarn shooting stuff, and it was a lot to monitor. And I was doing my part. And then the funny part about it was I started doing, and I don't know who's gonna drop in on me. If I get a good amount of people in the regular chat, I might bring it up again. But I'm gonna say it right now. I thought about doing a report. You know what I'm saying? So like every Monday night, because it's starting to get warmer too. Every Monday night, just doing a summer recap. You know what I'm saying? Some summer recap Monday nights, like right after Kill Tony premieres. I'm just gonna sit there, take little notes as it goes on, and then report on it night of. You know what I'm saying? Just like a recap on the show. Because I don't know what else is like really, you know what I'm saying? That's my cup of tea. You gotta understand, it's like it's a family time thing. So like I'm invested in it to a weird degree, but I'm also like, because I'm invested in it, I need to, part of me is like, I got to get something out of it. Does that make sense? My whole thing with the video game stuff was like, there's times where like I might cave in and want to play a video game that I ain't played in a long time for nostalgia reasons. But I was like, what's wrong with there's nothing wrong with going back and actually re-recording it, doing it in a way that is actually productive. Does that make sense? Like recording the old stuff and bringing it to the light, to the future type thing. So that's kind of where my thought process is at with all this. You see me playing a lot of video games from back in the day, and I'm just waiting on Pokemon ZA. I'm waiting for Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I need to play the new Tears of the Kingdom, but like, I mean, that's like how many years ago? It's crazy to think about, but I kind of want to play that too. But that's why you see me doing Monster Hunter on live. Hit the OBS, sit there at the library. You know what I'm saying? Got the little Wi-Fi going, making all that happen. So that's where I'm at with it. That's really where I'm at with it right now. You know what I'm saying? Treat the park like my living room. You know what I'm saying? I need to get my steps, and not steps, but like, just kind of mob around and get some energy flowing and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Summer the goat. Summer the goat. Which summer is this? How you doing, Summer? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah. Summer, is that you? Is that the Summer that we remember? Did you change your profile picture? Is that what it is? Let me know if that's what. Let me know if that's you. Thank you for being here, though. But yeah, it's it's really interesting because it's like that's a part of my life. So I'm like, why not utilize and capitalize on it? It's like it's a family thing. Um, and like, I don't know if I would go as far as to put the camera inside my living room. Like, that takes away from the magic of us laughing at the crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a magic in the living room of when you're with your family. You know what I mean? When you start putting the camera there, trying to monetize it, you become more mindful. Or not, monetizing is like out the question because I'm not there yet. But like, you're mindful of like, oh, the camera's there, or you're mindful of like, oh, should I laugh at this? Who cares? Like, you should just have like certain things, and the house should be sacred. It's funny because long like years ago, like long time ago, my ex was living with me. My one of my exes, she was living with me pretty much. She was like at the house living with us. She had her own spot, but like, she'd spend so much time at our place and like pretty much sleep in my room. And she would see the way that I would kind of joke around and mess with my mom all the time, and then she would kind of like laugh at it. And then but then she was on Instagram and shit, so she started seeing these contents of people joking around with their mom and doing all these jokes and cracking jokes and shit. And the thing about it was, she's like, you ever thought about doing a channel like that where you and your mom just joke around, and you guys, you're just recording like you pranking her, you cracking a joke on her, and then she's overreacting. And I'm like, it's not a bad idea, but it's just like, some things are supposed to be sacred. Some things should be held to like you know, we don't like this. This is for us. This isn't for the world. You know what I mean? So for me, my personal shit was always just like, this is my interpretation of playing this video game. This is how I conduct myself doing this game. This is my interpretation for this RPG. It's a piece of myself. It's a piece of my personality being represented. Because the thing is, you can watch AI play a video game and they'll find the most efficient way. Artificial intelligence will find the most efficient way to play the video game, but it has no honest expression. It has no human expression. So that's my whole thing about it, was like, let me document the way I approach the game, because I have a knowledge now of blue version in retrospect. I have a knowledge now of gold version in retrospect. Sapphire, Fire Red, all these games from first, second, and third generation, I have a perspective of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it right now. So same thing. Yu-Gi-Oh is like another thing. Monster Hunter is another thing. Like, just straight great sword. You know what I'm saying? That's just how we swinging it right now. That's what we doing. So I ain't did these in a while, but I'm gonna do as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Monitor the time and the time, whatever. Put that shit out there. Pay attention, man. 5 o'clock on a daily now. 5 o'clock on a daily now. Not necessarily I'm gonna be doing this, but whenever it posts or whenever it drops, I'm gonna give it a little 24-hour thing to let it sit there for a second, and then it's gonna culminate, whatever, ruminate, whatever, and then it's gonna show up. So, and then for anyone here like showing up the first time, because the thing is, some people are here in the live chat, some people aren't. But for anyone here that's like in the live chat, it's like, or excuse me, anyone here from the playback, when it actually shows up, check the live chat. Swipe and check the live chat. Then just watch stuff like that, because that's pretty much who I talk with and I interact with. That's what keeps me on my toes. You know what I'm saying? Let me swap the camera around, because that way I can stand in the bit of sun rays that we got left. We got a little bit of sun rays left in this weather. right here. The wind is blowing though, but let me just swap it. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna check my texts and shit later. Motherfuckers, I'm telling you, man, I'm getting hit up a lot throughout the weeks and throughout the days, shit like that. So I'm just like, I got shit to do. I got hours of content I gotta do. Last night I was doing some Dragon Quest 8, so look out for that. Dragon Warrior Monsters, Fire Red, all that's gonna wrap up, and then Dragon Quest 8 is gonna premiere itself. You understand? So it's a lot of stuff happening, and then Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna show up as well. So I flipped now. I worked out my whole new schedule. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff. I got some new games that showed up in the mail. You know what I'm saying? Did a couple offers. Did a couple offers and purchases along the eBay. Grabbed some games that I never had growing up, but I finally got the physical copy, and like, I'm gonna throw them in the, whether it be the PS2 or the GameCube. We're gonna get it in there, get rocking, get recorded. You know what I'm saying? Get all that shit situated, man. We're getting that shit situated right now. You know what I'm saying? My hands is cold. Everything's cold right now, bro. They're here tripping. They're tripping, right? It might have been because I was sitting down for a long time too, though. When you sit down for too long and then you go outside, everything just starts feeling cold. But I'm gonna have to throw the gloves on right quick. That's why you see me wrestling inside the pocket. I'm throwing on the gloves right now because it's about to be cold. I can already tell. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you. You guys might have seen how I used to rock it if you was tapped in with older content or not. You might have seen how I used to rock it. Let me show you. Right there. Keep the thumbs out because I gotta use the phone. But yeah, it's good, man. Keep my legs moving. Seeing the warmth. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for the see the sun's gonna have a little break. Clouds gonna have a little break up top. Just sit there and stand out there in the sun. Damn, somebody was digging a ditch out here. Yeah, what the fuck? Oh, this is dirt. I was about to say. Better not be no dookie up in here. A lot of people walk their dogs through the park, so you gotta watch out for the dog dookie. Dog dookie be dropping around here. You gotta be careful. But yeah, that's where I'm at, man. The respect is important. The respect for myself is starting to maximize to a degree. I didn't realize it. I was like, oh, this is what it means. You know what I'm saying? And it's really strange the way it manifested itself and the way it came to be, I should say, because I'll give an example. Whether it was a tree over here, or like a tree in the neighborhood, or a tree down the street. Sometimes you guys might have seen me smoke that cigar. Sometimes you see me smoke a joint that has a crutch in it, but all of it's biodegradable. But nonetheless, I would donate it back to nature. See, the thing is with the crutch, like sometimes you kind of just throw it right there. It's like it's biodegradable. It's not like a cigarette, but the crutch is different. It's a hemp biodegradable thing, kind of more paper, if anything, right? The cigar is like natural tobacco leaf, so you can kind of just crumple it down, and after you're done like purging and curing it, and then just break it down and donate it to the base of a tree, the soil of the tree. So anyway, I would do that shit. I'll do my little prayer. You know what I'm saying? Inhale slowly for 7 seconds, hold it for 3, and then slowly exhale while I'm just telling myself that I love myself. So I would just be doing this shit, and I'll be saying it to myself in my head, and that repetition started creating and manifesting this. Like it's just a weird slump. It was like this weird, I don't want to say cocoon state, but like this weird slump state last week where I was just kind of like tired of the bullshit and just kind of exhausted about something. I don't even know exactly what it was. And I remember some people, like some of my friends, were actually showing up in the chat talking to me about it. And I was like, I don't know what it is, man. I'm just a little exhausted and a little more tired than usual. It's kind of strange. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but nonetheless, it was happening. And for whatever reason, today, whether it was yesterday, a combination of yesterday and today, just like getting back into the groove of going back on camera, clipping the mic back in, just getting back in the groove of things. That shit it's setting me, like here I am, just doing this right now. So I can't really I can't front, man. Like a lot of this is happening. Excuse me. A lot of this is happening the right way. Everything is turning out the right way right now. You know what I mean? I was doing things properly. I was taking care of shit, so I'm really happy. And it's the same thing, I was depositing good energy into like these spaces around, the neighborhood and around the city, just depositing great energy. And I'm like, I might have them walk around and find little new spots and new cuts and just kind of post up over there and do the same thing. So it's just kind of strange, man. Like my digital footprint is one thing I'm really working on because I'm trying to get there slowly, but slowly but surely, right? But the whole thing is like I gotta maximize on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Look at the sunlight, man. I'm trying to walk straight Hold on, where? Let me see. I gotta make sure I'm right in the chat. Hold on. See, I'm right up in there. Walk over the ditch. All right, we still inside. We still online. I need to walk in the sun. You see the sun's right above me? I'm trying to stand in the sun right here. So yeah, man, I can't see the chat from here, but I'll just chat from far away for now. I'll just chat it up from far away for now. I was in Solarian's live chat. Oh, it is real warm. It's real warm today. I like that. I need that. He was telling me, and I probably needed to hear this more than I realized. He was just saying something like, I do a good job of like kind of communicating and staying on track with conversating with people in the chat and all that. And I was like, there's some days, it'll be booming, some days it don't, but nonetheless, I try to do as much as I can. So you're gonna see me doing this, man. 4 days kind of shit. 4 day kind of joint right now. You know what I'm saying? If inspiration hits, or like let's say there's a protest or something happening, I might show up for that. I might show up over there and what I'm saying, just kind of record and get it cracking on that side, on that end of the whatever. But for now, it's like, trying to just tap in right now, until I get that call back from those people hiring. Like, we're doing this, and even when I do that, man, who knows what's gonna happen with the motivation. Motivation is one thing, but what I'm saying, the what do you call this? I forgot what the word is, man. Certain jobs, basically. I had a couple of jobs that I reached out to for hiring and whatnot. So right now, we chilling, utilizing time. But that credit card thing that I got this morning kind of let me know I need to chill out on certain purchases, because I had went and bought what is it, I pre-ordered some Dragon Quest stuff. Actually, I spent a pretty penny on it, and I was thinking about it. I was like, I didn't really need to do that, but it's on some collector shit, so it's a little tricky right now. I also will say, like, I'm getting really close to the month of July, and then more importantly, the end of July. So a lot of purchases that I had made, pre-June and July, I'm gonna get those packages coming in soon. Like, it's some Beyblade stuff, some other related stuff. A lot of that's gonna be coming in soon. But once I hit like August 1st, I think I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I might still show up to events. I might still show up to tournaments, but I think I'm done. Like, the more I think about it, because the actual hobby itself, it'll run you a couple dollars here and there. But if I'm unemployed at that moment in time, which I kind of hope I'm not, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just being patient. If I'm still unemployed at that point, it wouldn't make sense for me to keep purchasing things if I have no income. You understand? That's kind of where I'm at with everything. That's just where I'm at with it, man. So Solarian's there you go. Floating out in space. That's crazy. I just brought you up, Solarian too. I just kind of mentioned you. That's crazy. I'm trying to stand in the sunlight right here. So I'm gonna walk back and forth looking at the chat as much as whatever. So just let me know how the mic sounds. But yeah, I'm thinking about, like, yeah, it was just kind of weird. I guess I was just, because yesterday I had bought the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 collector's edition and the just regular copy. Like, I ordered it just to have both. And then I think because it was such a big purchase, and then they have the fees or whatever, because it was such a big purchase, that on top of grabbing like a coffee this morning and grabbing like I don't know, I think I grabbed some food yesterday at the taco truck. I could be wrong. Maybe I did, or maybe I didn't. But like, because I was grabbing so much stuff the other day, my credit card hit me up this morning like, hey, future transactions might be declined. I was like, oh damn, that's over a coffee. But I guess I forgot, like, I was using the same card for everything all week. But yeah, Mike is good. Okay, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remaster. Yeah, it's gonna be sick. Yeah, I think it's this fall too. But it's crazy because I need to save money for Pokemon ZA. You know what I mean? So Laren, I just brought you up because I remember the last conversation we had. You were saying something about, like, pretty much you were giving me praises. So I thank you for this. You're just saying, like, you do a good enough. You're saying, like, I do a good job at, like, talking and interacting with the chat. And I was like, I try my best. Like, I think even when I'm in your live chat, I try to pay attention to, like, you don't really skip any text. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to, like, do the same thing right now while it's still early, because I don't know, man. Like, let's just say the channel blows up to a certain point, and then I have to pay attention to so many chats. Like, I'm gonna be scared when that happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's my main thing, is like, I'm gonna be kind of scared, like, the day that happens. If it happens, I hope not. Like, I really want like a low key channel where, like, people just click through and then I get paid here and there. But the live chats is what's gonna get me to that point because I need to get the watch hours. So I don't know, man. It's a little tricky right now. It's like I gotta. I don't know, man. Like it's not that I don't like. It's not that Does that make sense? Like I don't really like doing this. If that makes sense. Like I was saying this in another video that I had kind of pre-recorded. I was like kind of bringing up how it's like I never thought this would be the thing that would help everything. You know what I mean? Because everything I've done up to this point has always been some behind the scenes work on some music stuff, behind the scenes do some sports stuff, behind the whatever, behind the scenes something. It's always something behind the scenes. And then here I am, just like I don't really want to put myself out there, but me putting myself out there is blowing the page up, is blowing the channel up. So it's just kind of weird to me. But I'm like, I just take it for what it is, man. My bad. Yeah, I mean, you do your best, but it gets if it gets too fast, you will inevitably miss some. That's what's crazy because if it ever gets to that point, like I understand those channels now where like I'm in the chat and they only read the super chats. I'm like, I get it now, like because sometimes I want to pay attention to certain stuff. Like if you kind of scroll up, you'll see it was like Emily was saying all this weird shit about her boyfriend and all that, and I'm like, and then asking me my age, and I'm like, man, don't ask me no questions that you're not willing to answer yourself. So you get weird stuff like that, but I don't know. It is what it is. It's just kind of strange. Like I'm adapting to all this. Like I'm learning to love. Yeah, I'm finding a bit of myself through this. Like just kind of expressing and being honest on live and being accountable. Talking to people and being accountable on live. That's a good thing. I'm trying to get in the sunlight. That's why I'm standing this far away because I'm trying to catch these sun rays. I'm kind of in the shade over there, so catching a little bit of sun rays and walking over. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm very like in the cut, like behind the scenes kind of person. Like you know what I mean? I don't want the fame. I'll take the money. I don't care about the fame, but you give me the fortune, I'm good with that. But to think that like I would just be someone who kind of puts myself out there and I'm getting like a bit of the like traction or like love and support from people is kind of really interesting. I got to get used to this, so it's just where I'm at. Hot as hell yesterday, yeah. Wet today, but now sun again. So Solarian, it's the same thing happened here. I was telling people earlier. I was like, yesterday was in the 80s. The day before that was 70s, and the day before that was 60-ish. So like everything keeps jumping 5 degrees, then like 10, and then another 10, and then it dropped another 10 today. So even though it's sunny right now, it was like I was in the rain a while ago. Like in the morning, I bought some coffee. My coffee was getting rained on. I was like, God damn! So I just stood underneath there's like a little awning where the library's at. Kind of just stood under there, and then I went inside finally. But yeah, right now it's like a shit. Yesterday was like what 82 feels like 86, but today is like 70 feels like 72. But it's so breezy and windy, so I'm like, even if it is warm, like it's just the wind is so fucking cold, like the wind chill. So it's kind of weird. It is some Pacific Northwest shit going on though, because I know you're like very, you're more north than I am, but you know, it's the same shit happening in our region right now. I'm pretty sure Portland's going through something similar. Like Oregon's probably going through something similar. But yeah, this crow was circling around. I was like, I don't have any Funyuns for him today. You know what I mean? Yesterday I was feeding this guy Funyuns. I was recording a video and then I was feeding him Funyuns, just throwing it around while I drank some reeds, some ginger beer. You know, what's that line that MF Doom said? He said, get it like the tinge you get in your ear from drinking ginger beer or something like that. It's hella funny. Get it like the tinge you get in your ear from drinking ginger beer. Like it was a fucking tongue twister. And I was like, he's not lying. That's what ginger beer does. But nah, it's really interesting, man. It's yeah. If it feels up to me, I wouldn't be doing this shit. Like I thought about it too, man. Because like I I I went on my Bandcamp to find. I went on the channel to find out like why didn't my album upload like months ago? Because I put a pre-release date on it, but I don't know. I probably fucked up the configuration. I was looking at what I did, so I just finally published it. And I was looking at my channel. I was like, bro, I used to just do so much underground shit, like post up an album here and there, post up a song here and there. I think my last purchase was 1 month ago. Someone just spent $2 on a song, and I'm sitting there like, kind of like, damn, I forgot it. I forgot like people still find my channel, but find my stuff. Like every now and again, I'll still get a royalty check. Every now and again, it's very rare, but I'll still get it. We got hot all summer. Got something stuck in the beard. Might be. What is it? Oh no! Might be like some spit or something. Oh no, hopefully it's just spit or like pollen or something. I don't know. Thank you though, thank you. But yeah, it's really interesting, man. I think about that where it's like the effort and time I put into, and that's a, you know, whether the effort or whatever's put into it, that's a form of a stream of income. You know what I mean? It's a form of stream of income that people forget about. You're working with. It's really interesting, man. It's like yeah, it's really interesting. It's just really interesting. There's dividends from stocks. They used to have crypto dividends too, actually, and then like yeah, just a little bit of everything. Royalty checks for music. I'm trying to get YouTube too, so that'd be like 4 or 5. And if I had a job on top of all that, everything would be good, man. Everything would be good. I don't want no one stream of income. Give me multiple. Give me my royalties here and there. Give me where I can get it. You know what I'm saying? Like just give me all that I can get. You know what I'm saying? Right, I am, man. I'm just being patient. You know what I'm saying? Some days I wake up. That's the thing I was talking about the other day. Nobody heard it because like it was a pre-recorded thing, but just testing out some pre-recorded video kind of stuff, and it's really interesting, man. Because you know, I'm trying to find this balance. Like I got to put the work in. I'm trying to put the hard work in, but then at the same time, it's like I don't want the hard work to be dictated by trying to prove certain people wrong, or I don't want my motivation to come from being angry at people that I was trying to avoid harming in the first place. And that's why I left, the job, or that's why I left, I'm saying, certain people. Like I just don't deal with certain people because I'm like, man, I might have to tell these motherfuckers the truth, and it might lead to some hands or some fists or something funny. But you know, I try to avoid those situations and stuff. Try to stay on a positive whatever vibe, like a frequency. But I don't want my motivation to come from you know, just thinking about proving people wrong, or being the opposite of the negative person. Like I need to do it for myself. That's it's a hard one to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Grab a trade job. Oh, grab a trades job. Got you. HVAC, refrigerator, plumbing, electrical, welding, instrumentation. What's funny is I was looking at plumbing and electrician actually. But I don't know when I'll get on. I don't know when I'll get on top of it. Like I gotta sort some things out no, not this month, next month, because June is coming up, man. June is like in a couple days. Wow. Um, yeah, I'm gonna sort some stuff out, and then I'll see if I go back to school for something like that or not. Because I know it's like only a few months. It's less than a year, so I'll think about it for sure. I've been thinking about it a lot. I was actually watching a couple of videos on it too, which is what made me. What had sparked the idea. But it's funny because I used to do the sterile processing stuff too, um, for surgery equipment. That used to be one of the older jobs I used to do. You know what I mean? I remember those days. That was good. That was the last time I had like got a certified job that wasn't like an entry level. Like you needed to get certifications, and you needed to get what do you call this certifications and training, like 3 months at the school just learning, and then 3 months for at the externship. So it was like 400 unpaid hours. A lot of people don't even go to school for it. They just do the 400 unpaid hours, and they get their hours in, and then they get approved, and they get hired. Because a lot of stuff you could just learn on the job, but we were very well prepared. We were more than prepared. So shout out to my goddamn, what was my guy's name? He was our teacher. Our teacher. He was one of the best teachers at that subject, and like teaching that specific job. It's gonna bug the shit out of me. He was a good dude, man. He's a really good dude. He's probably one of the best teachers in that subject, and he was helping other people too, like people in the medical field that were of other subjects. That was the other cool part. You know what I mean? He was teaching people of damn, I forget, surge techs. You know what I'm saying? And phlebotomists and shit. He was able to cross reference their subjects to the things that he knew, because a lot of it was just about aseptic practices and shit like that. So it was a whole thing, man. I remember the medical field shit. It was fun. Like it was fun times. What's interesting is like I remember, like, okay, I did sterile processing in 2018, and then I got hired pretty much middle of 2018, or like early to mid 2018ish. So like April, July or something like that. Because I had already went to the externship in April, And then I got hired by June, but I decided to start in July type shit. Anyway, I'm working from July to like November, and then I get kind of fired around November, December. So then in 2019, I'm like kind of thinking about what job should I get. I ended up working at the job I was just at, another hospital job. But like I said, I took a year of just doing some part-time stuff to get my life right a little bit. I was like, let me just get on track with a little bit of payments here and there, and just get a little bit of part-time money, a little bit of overtime here and there. Made a couple cash that year, and then I'm like, all right, it's 2020 is around the corner. Let me get my life on track. I'm trying to do the math real quick. I'm trying to get my life on track. So what did I do? I tried to go back to school, and then it was funny because all this COVID shit happened, and then all the classes I wanted to take, all the teachers and all the subjects, they all kind of pulled out. They all got away from what's it called? They all got away from teaching in person. You know what I mean? So it's really strange. It kind of fucked me up a little bit. It kind of threw me off the thing, and it made me. I think that's why like I forget the time period, but somewhere around 2020 and 2021, and then ahead, like I just worked on a lot of music because it was like, well, all the things I wanted to go to school for, which was music related, piano related, go back to school for like things like culinary and just doing things that would help supply my own personal life. Everything shut down. Don't get me wrong, culinary was still happening during pandemic, but the thing about the culinary stuff was it was on Zoom, and then they made you buy your own equipment, and then they made you buy your own ingredients and shit. And I was like, bro, that's kind of defeats the purpose because I want to use their shit, and now I have to spend more of my money just to attend the class. So, like, imagine you're having to spend like the full amount. So you're having to spend like full amount for what do you call this? Full amount for the class mixed with the supplies, and then your own ingredients. Usually you would pay for the class, and like class itself will pay for using the other people's pots, pans, their butter, their oils, and all that shit, their spices. So it just kind of fucked me up. It was one thing after another. But I think even during that time period, in order for me to get like a little trade job, it would have took time away from my actual job. It was a whole thing. So I was like, let me just grind at the job. Let me just invest the money. So I became a music person / investor at that time period. But here I am, long forgotten those days of working at that job. I was there for 6 years, quit this year, and then here I am just doing this shit, you know what I mean, making this happen on the YouTube stuff. So we'll see, man. My message basically to anyone tapping in or anyone still hanging out is like, stay tapped in, man. Stay tapped in with my bad. With what you're doing. Whatever's happening in the moment in front of you, take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to miss time because here I am. I'm about to be 32 next month. And I wish things were more on track. I wish I had done, certain things, but it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna be wishing for too long. I'm just like, it is what it is, man. I made whatever I could do happen. Like compared to a lot of other people my age, I've actually done a lot. I've done a good amount, but because I am the way I am, I always felt like I could do more. Oh, that's the car with the Pikachu. That's crazy. I've always took a picture of that Pikachu car, and like now I'm seeing it. That's crazy. I don't know. You guys might have seen me do it before a long time ago. Real long time ago. Yeah, man. So there it is, man. I'm low-key trying to stand like a little closer, so I might have to let me prop it the other way in a second. Matter of fact, let me do that. It's just my message, man. But that's the more I start thinking about my journey, the more I'm kind of impressed with myself. I hate to say it that way. Let's do it like this. So that way I can stand in the sun right here. Yeah, buddy, that's a little better. That's a little better. A little better right there. I might re-prop it up. But yeah, I can stand in the sun right here. I'm facing the sun right here. But yeah, it's really interesting, man. I'll take it for what it is. That's just the way it's happening. I'm just making the most of my time right now. Utilizing this channel and you know doing what it do for now, making it happen. Sun is coming through the clouds, so that's a plus. It's a dub right there. Get this right, man. I thought about shooting like mini documentary kind of joints. You know what I'm saying? Everything off the phone, man. Everything's off the phone until it has to be or it doesn't have to be, But that's the thing I worry about is like, I was putting these investments into, getting Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and, getting like a certain Beyblades and stuff. That's what I'm saying. I might not have to. I might not buy any more Beyblades because it's just taking money away from you know, necessity things. I gotta pay attention to the necessities at this moment. But I say all this to say, like, you know, for example, let's say my phone breaks. Like, I know in order for me to get a new phone, I'm paying anywhere from 500 up. You know what I'm saying? Just to get the same. I'm gonna get the same exact one. I'm gonna get another SE or something that fits the build or fits the mold because I'm just gonna order the same exact one and then just transfer the data. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm gonna do on it. That's all I plan to do. Feel me? Oh shit. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this, man. I'm at the shot. My bad. I'm at the shot. I'm at a frame. Feel me? Yeah, I appreciate everyone that dropped and hit the like. Slarin, thank you for being here. All that. Right, the right angle here. I feel like I keep adjusting the angle. There we go. Trying to like be in the sunlight. It's trying to be in the sunlight. That's all it is. Ain't nobody chatting it up anyway. But for now, we're just doing this. Feel me? Doing this, man. I said this in the last one, man. It's like two things I said in the last one. It was like I don't want the motivation and the drive to come from a place of negativity. I got to be very careful about that. I got to be very careful because it's like, you know, if I'm not careful, the whole motivation, the whole drive comes from a place of like, you know, I got to prove these people wrong. I got to prove to them that I was doing this the right way, you know, or doing things this way for attention. You know what I'm saying? To whatever, you know, things like that. But my whole thing is like, I'm trying to, you know, do things properly, do it for myself. It's a very slower path, man. But I can't act like I can't pretend like, you know, time isn't of the essence sometimes. Like I might not take any chances that kind of coincide, or you know, it just, you know, it seems like a layup. My obsession for like respect and honor type shit is like that's kind of what blocks me sometimes from certain blessings. You know what I mean? Like I'm over here overly concerned about doing the right thing, doing things properly, doing things with discipline, things like that. But sometimes it don't even matter, man. You just got to make it happen. A lot of the most cool things and sometimes even courageous things, you know, they come from a person or a perspective of just like who gives a fuck. So I'm getting to a point of giving less fucks, unfortunately. And that could look like anything, but I ain't trying to lose myself in the process. You understand? So that's the important part. I'm not trying to lose myself in the process. But I just like doing the shit I like doing. I enjoy doing it, man. So I really might have to start doing this Kill Tony recap. I really might have to just ride the wave because it worked for me last time. You know what I'm saying? So I might have to do it now. Like just sit there and punch the numbers in and do a little recap once a week type shit. If I got energy tonight, I might even recap the New York Knicks versus Indiana Pacers. You know what I'm saying? Do a little recap, just talk about it. Talk about what I just seen and what I just watched. But you know, get a couple hours in first on the DQ, get that DQA going, get that footage in. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow the library is closed, so I got a lot of time tomorrow, but I don't even fucking know, man. Like that's the thing, that's respect for like my own time. I got a lot of time throughout the day, man. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Like, you know, motherfuckers is that's what's crazy. Motherfuckers take time off doing their shit. I got it. My thing is every day. You understand? I'm not getting paid, so I got to put in as much hours as I can throughout the day, man. Monitor the stress personally. That looks different. Sometimes people got to take like 2 or 3 meals throughout the day. Make sure they take their lunchtime at work, and I'm like, I don't have that right now. The only privilege I got is monitoring it in the moment right now, and I got to do it. That is until you know that little hiring process happens. But there's one specific job I'm trying to tap in with right now, so we'll see if they call back or not. But you know, if not, you know, you're gonna see me just tapped in doing this for a while. So I'll be here for a minute, you know, just doing this shit. So you'll see me. You'll see me around every 4 days tapping in. You know, seeing, checking in, saying what's good with the public. You know, saying getting on record, getting on live, all that, man. Certain shit I really ain't trying to do right now. I'm like, I ain't trying to do all that. I'm really not trying to do all that. You feel me? Yeah. So that's the other aspect about it, man. That's the cool part. How's it going? And like, I don't know, man. It's like I gotta think a little more about it. You know, that's the issue. Was like Well, never mind. It's not an issue because it's like, let's say I have like I have things I'm already doing. I have things that I'm already getting done. Things that are already like underway. I'm already compounding certain things. I'm already making it happen. And then like I have things in the works where I'm like, okay, after I finish this, what will I have the energy for? If I finish Dragon Quest 8, if I finish the next game, if I finish this one, what happens after this? What's the next thing that I do? What's the next thing I spend my hours doing? And it's like I have things in mind, but I have to I have to monitor each moment. Like, is it time to play Mega Man Battle Network? Network transmission? Is it time to do Network 3? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time to do the next game that I bought. So, I got a lot of things underway. A lot of things coming up, man. And it's crazy because there was a slump in time. I realized this when I was really looking at the old schedule. I was looking at the old schedule. I was like, there was a weird bump in time, like a weird slump in time where like things weren't being posted. And I was like, things were like maybe just like one thing a weekly. It was Dragon Warrior Monsters 1 and then like maybe Pokemon Gold or something. And it was like a weird slump. And then Sapphire finally became a thing. But it took a while for everything to really kind of fall into place, if that makes sense. So it's just kind of weird. But I started monitoring that shit and I was like, you know what, man? I gotta be more cognizant of this because like, having things pre-recorded is one thing. Having things, on schedule was more important to me. So re-up the schedule, you know what I'm saying? Started adjusting certain stuff. The 5 o'clock slot is open. You know what I'm saying? 5 o'clock is really gonna be time for truancy hour. Let that shit just kind of, simmer where it needs to be. Sit in a little slot for a good 24 hours. YouTube's gonna find where to put it and just let things be what it needs to be. But right now, man, it is what it is. You're gonna find this or you don't. But it's always gonna be like this, man. It's always gonna be like this. If you were here for the live, you made it to the live, you made it on time, you seen it, and yeah, you tapped in and you saw it, you know what I'm saying? And you were here right on time. That's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Blader Basti, hello, how you doing, man? What's going on? How you been? Thank you for being here, man. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. So we're gonna see. I got some vlogs coming out. If you guys pay attention to tonight, I think around 9:30, we got the Blader Z had the Beyblade X Antibody tournament. I did a little bit of vlogging and recording over there. Excuse me. So you're gonna see me eat my breakfast. Got my, I went and grabbed a little breakfast and some coffee, and then I recorded some pollen out the window type shit. That's the little you know what I'm saying, little B-roll that they got going on. So I did a little bit of that, recorded it, and you can find it on that video tonight. There's a premiere tonight at 9:30. So yeah, check in with me. You might try and qualify for the Beyblade X Championship. You should do it. You should do it because some places got regionals, but if you go up to was it Toronto or some shit, I don't know what they're doing at that Anime Expo or whatever the fuck in California. Go over there and do it, man. Go be somebody. You know what I mean? Because just having that on your record is good. Like I would do it just to blow up my YouTube channel. You understand? I would do it just to blow this up and whatever. But I told everybody I was like, there's when I retire from Beyblade, I gotta win 4 tournaments. If I win 4 tournaments, just like locally, whatever, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I win one in Portland. I don't care if I win with Bellingham or Spokane. Not saying that I would because those are good bladers in all those spots. But if I win at all ever, like 3 more times, because I already won 1 time for season 0. So if I win 3 more times, I got 4. I'm done. And I got to talk to my guy Neo because I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, get the rings, man. I get 4 rings. I need you need 4 championship rings or whatever. Why is the tournament at Walmart? Man, I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know if that's the same one. Is that the same one or that's something else? I never heard of that. I never heard of no Walmart tournament. If that shit's at Walmart, you better do some more research and see if it's a real one. I did a GameStop tournament. I did a tournament at GameStop, and it was like me versus like 3 workers. It was like 3 workers and then one person who came with his daughter or some weird shit. It was hella weird. And these motherfuckers didn't know nothing about Beyblade. There was one dude who played it as a kid like me. I just didn't talk much. I was like, let me just let it rip. You know what I'm saying? I just showed up for this shit. The prize for that was like a stadium that came with Tusk Mammoth and Drawn Dagger. I didn't even want that shit. I was like, man, let me get the Shark Edge. Let me get that purple Shark Edge right there. Kill Shark, whatever y'all call it. That's all I want. Tournaments at Walmart. That's ridiculous. I'm not with that. I'm trying to stand in the sunlight right here, in the sunshine. That's why I'm walking over here. Because if I get some sun rays, get some sunshine, stay warm. See that shit? Sunshine's right here. I'm trying to stand right here in the sunlight. Get my sun rays in. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really see the chat. I'm like trying to squint from over here. I can't see shit. But yeah, man. Getting close to that 60-minute. Blader Basti, man. How long you been Beyblading, bro? I started back in late like last week of July last year. So when I get to August 1st, that's gonna be my 1 year Beyblade. I kind of might stop at that point. Like when I get to August 1st, I might stop Beyblading, or I might stop buying Beyblades, if that makes sense. I might keep blading, but I might just stop buying them. That's what I'm thinking. Like I might just like I got to, like if I'm unemployed by that time still, I'm not gonna buy no more shit. I'm like, bro, I ain't spending nothing. No, I ain't spending money on nothing except water or like coffee or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to just dig up in the stock portfolio and just pay that shit off and just be chilling. Just be mad, it's whatever either way. Made a couple sales today. You know what I'm saying? We sitting on a good 9 hundo. Use that if necessary, but for the most part, I'm just kind of, my portfolio, it is what it is. Actually, just shaving off the top, really. Shaving off the top, really. Portfolio still looking nice. I can't complain, man. Can't complain about it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to complain about. You feel me? But yeah, man, I'm having a blast. Just like every day, just kind of waking up, staying motivated. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it might be the good weather. I have to take advantage of the good weather. Because we have sunshine right now, I need to take advantage of the energy. It's just free energy. When you have sunlight, especially like living over here, when you have like sunlight, it's just like free energy pretty much. And you got to use it to recharge yourself. You got to use the energy to recharge yourself. And then the same thing with like, you got clean, fresh air, thanks to the rain, and thanks to the moisture, thanks to the region. You know what I'm saying? You got to be thankful for the region and stuff like that. You know? So you got to be real thankful for this stuff and just utilize the energy. You know what I mean? Utilize like sunlight. I gotta stand in the sun right here. Yeah, stand in the sun. Wind is blowing. Get some air. It's the pollen though. I'm not gonna lie. The pollen has been killing me. Like every morning, every afternoon, just blowing my nose like crazy. I'm like, bro, there's a lot going on. Springtime right now is crazy right now. I can't call it. It's just happening. You know what I'm saying? It's just happening. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? This is what balance looks like right now, man. This is what the balance looks like right now. You're looking at a man that's dealing with a lot of loss and grief. You know what I'm saying? It feels like a lot of lost time that I didn't want to cry and complain about. I'm just gonna make it work. But I look back and I'm like, man, I want people younger than me to really, really utilize their time, really take advantage of their time, take advantage of everything because you don't get this time back. You can't take it for granted either. You know what I'm saying? And you're mixing with that with like a lot of love I have to look forward. A lot of love that I feel like I should look forward to, if that makes sense. Let me prop this up here. Stand in the sun right here. I'm standing in the sunlight right there. There we go. The sun. See the sunlight right here? It's like right down the middle. I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna mix the frame up. Gotta get your sunlight, man. Gotta get your sun rays. There we go. There we go. Yes, sir. There we go. Gotta get as much sun as I can. Much sun, man. But yeah, that's my thing, man. That's what you're looking at, man. Every time I hop on live, man, I'm just a balance of loving the things I look forward to and whatnot. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah, things I look forward to and whatnot, and just the loss and grief. It's just a balance of everything. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at right now. Later, best. Oh, that's still the same dude. Well, good luck to him if he drops in and out the chat. Good luck to him on all his endeavors, man. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out my own stuff right now. I'm trying to get things rebalanced, get things recalibrated, rebalanced right now for my own, my own, talking about mental wealth, you know what I'm saying? The health and the wealth aspect, just making sure I'm healthy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I'm real motivated up top, but I can't do nothing for nobody. So I'm just like a sitting duck sometimes with opportunities. But, you'll see me, like, you can't see it because it's not published, but every day something is being recorded for the future. Every day something is being documented for the future. Every day something is being created. And it's the strangest investment, man. It's the weirdest investment because I'm so used to throwing hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars into stocks and putting that shit into something that builds me a dividend over time. You know what I'm saying? And documenting that. But to understand this investment, it took some really internal understanding, some internal understanding of spirituality, the planet, as well as my own inner love and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You know, a strong retrospective look at my personal history, just everything, man, is happening right now. The craziest affirmation I got was I say this all the time. Maybe I didn't say it last time, but you know, I had a last session with my therapist on Friday, and she was saying like, if you feel like no one believes in you, just know that I do. I'm letting you know right now. Like whatever you're doing in life, I believe in you. She said something crazy. She was like, the time we spent together, I've had like a very like you've helped me empathize with men a lot more. She's a woman. She said you helped me empathize with men a lot more. So I thank you for that. And then the other important part was like, I mean, I don't know, it was just so much shit that she was saying that really got to me, and I was like, you know, man, I can't take that energy and that interaction for granted. You know what I'm saying? I can't take that shit for granted. So in honor of her and in honor of everyone that kind of believes in me, I gotta just keep pushing it, man. You know what I'm saying? But the other thing that she was saying was that's what I was gonna reference. She was like, I don't think you need this anymore. I know you need a place to check in, but I think you do so much self-reflection and accountability work that I don't think you need to be here. But if you want to be here, it's your choice. I was like, all right, so we'll see, man. We'll see what that do. Let's get to walking though. Get to walking though. I might grab some more. I don't really need to grab some more water, but I like drinking water outside of the house, so that way I don't use the water at the house. That's how cheap I am, bro. That's how cheap I am. I ain't doing that shit. We talking about? We ain't talking about nothing. You know, I really just be drinking hella water outside of the house, so I don't use the water at the house. That's the way I look at shit. Even like before I leave the house, I make sure I unplug everything. Some days I fuck up and I don't really pay attention, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Cause what they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. We good. We get it. One of them days, man. One of them days, right? Yeah, no, we gonna walk a bit, walk down the hill, down the street. You know, and I gotta remember these things. You know, sometimes I say shit in the moment, but I be forgetting in the long run. But it's like we just documenting success, though. That's all it is, man. We just documenting success. A lot of people don't care. A lot of people ain't tripping on it. Yeah, the other day I was recording this dude. I don't know what he was doing. He was like he was backing up. It looked like he was trying to park. Cause I was sitting on this bench. And it looked like he was trying to park his car. He was reversing. He was kind of in the middle of the street. Then he started reversing at the corner because the bench I was sitting at was at the corner. So behind me, he would have been parking like behind where I was sitting. And then I just heard like a woof, and I was like, oh shit. And I turned around and I looked at him and we looked at each other. I was like, are you good? He said, I think so. I was like, man, I just heard the tire, man, just making sure you're all right. We had a little laugh about it, but he drove off because either that was not a good parking spot or he was just looking for I don't know what was going on, but it was just fucking loud as hell. Now let me go. Let me go over here. Let me go this way. Fucking I'm going home. I'm going straight home. Fuck all this. So when I hit the lives now, I might just start doing recaps. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of the time, start doing them recaps. You know, things was good when I did it every day, but I might hit the every 4 days. Like I said, it's warm outside, so you might just see me with the mic out. You know, clipped and everything, man. Just why not utilize the time? I got the time, I might as well use it. You feel me? That thing is crazy. You know what's crazy? When I was doing the pre-recording stuff, I couldn't flip the camera, and that's what really bugged me out. I was like, I got no one to talk to right now, and I can't flip the camera, so that really fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. We'll see. I might have to call somebody up and be like, what's going on with that? You know, what's going on with the what? Yeah. Yeah, man. I ain't walked through here in a minute. Matter of fact, I did this maybe like last month, a couple months ago type shit, man. We back at it now. Been here in a while. Back to it now. Different time, no, time period. Damn, we at the 64 mark. I'm gonna tell you what, y'all. because I really want to I really want to tap in with the sunlight and the air and everything, the breeze right now. So I'm gonna sign out right now at the 64. You know, I told you about that number before. But yeah, man. Also, we're getting to a little dead spot, a little dead zone. So it's kind of messing my quality and my connection anyway. But nonetheless, man, you're gonna hear from me soon. All right. Appreciate anyone who dropped in on me. Love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Peace.